But anyway, okay, everybody, it's 2 minutes after the mark. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Lisa Rimas, and I think most of you know me, but for those of you that do not know me, I've been a relationship and network marketing professional for 20 years. Been in the industry like on and off for 20 years. Grew up in Chicago, currently live in Florida. And so really, you know, Ty Starr is from Oregon. He has also over 20 years experience in the industry. Mike Healy, which I'm going to introduce you to in a moment, he also has over 20 years experience in the industry. So together, we're very young, but we have over 65 years experience in the industry. And so the reason I say that is because when we look at companies, there's some non-negotiables, right? When we look at network marketing or direct sales companies. And some of those are, you know, who's behind the company, who's the leadership, are they financially sound, what is their product and service like, and who's the corporate team, what is the culture like? And it's really difficult to find all of those in one company. Usually one or two things are kind of missing, right? But we think what we found in iBoomerang is something very unique and special, and we just really appreciate you taking the time out to learn about this company and just take a deeper look. So Mike Healy is our special guest tonight, and he has well over 20 years experience in leadership and entrepreneurship and internet marketing. He has his own course that he created called Network Marketing Mastery. So he's helped thousands and thousands of people become successful in the industry. He's the #1 recruiter with iBoomerang, and he has made it so, he's a systems and a tools guy, you know, and he's made it so simple for the average person to do, the average Joe. And that's what most of us as network marketing professionals look for while we're, you know, we just put our head down. We want to help other people succeed, and we want something that's simple and duplicatable for the average Joe to do. And Mike Healy has just made it that so doable here. He has just made it really like a 10-year-old could do the business. So I appreciate you, Mike, and the leadership here is stellar. It's just off the top. I really feel like I'm at home here, and it's just really a breath of fresh air. Mike Healy will probably go a little bit more into his background, but he's studied, you know, entrepreneurship, leadership, internet marketing, like I said, for over 20 years. He lives in Ohio with his beautiful wife and 3 children. And so with that said, I'm just going to hand it over to you, Mike. I appreciate it.
No problem. Well, thanks, Lisa. You can hear me good?
Yes, you're all good.
Excellent. Excellent. So I know you had suggested that I go over the kind of the 5 things that I typically talk to people about, and because it's kind of how it keeps me on track to where when I'm talking to people about what we've got going on. Like Lisa said, I'm in Columbus, Ohio, married, got 3 kids. I'm officially the shortest guy in the house, though, because when you say children, but my wife, my wife is taller than me. She's like 5'10". My daughter's 5'11". My other son, my middle son is 6 foot. And then my youngest son is 5'10", and I'm like 5'6"3/4" with shoes on. So it's kind of funny. Everybody passed me. It's pretty funny. And I've got believe it or not, I have a nephew that's 6'6" and a nephew that's 6'8". So I took a group photo one time, and my wife's, you know, with just the nephews and my kids, and my wife actually said that I look like a dwarf. So anyhow, not that that has any bearing to this conversation. But since you brought the children up, but they like me, everybody likes me, so that's the most important thing.
You're short and stellar.
Short and stellar, right? Exactly. So I had to make up in other things what I lacked in height. So it's all good. I look good when I walk into the room when I'm as tall as I am. My wife's got heels on and she's 6'2", so it makes me look good, right? So anyhow, but to get back on track, thank you very much for having me on here. I don't take it lightly. I really appreciate you being inviting me on here with your friends and people that you probably show this to later from the recording. So thank you very much. Like Lisa said, I've been in networking about 23 years. I was originally in the bar business. That's kind of as far back as I'll go with you. I was in the bar business and, did that for like 8 years. had a great time, but it was just wearing me out, that kind of thing. And somebody invited me to take a look at an opportunity. And the next thing I know, I thought I was going for a job interview. And the next thing I know, I'm on a completely different career path for the rest of my life. The biggest thing that I found, though, was that I didn't realize there were other ways to make money out there besides having a job. I came from a small town. Both my parents were school teachers. Nobody that I knew, any of my friends parents, were anybody that were probably making more than $40,000 a year. So I didn't know anybody that did that. And when you walk into an industry where it's the norm for people to be talking about $20, $50, $100,000 a month, it kind of puts your brain on tilt. So it literally took me quite some time to really understand the magnitude of what networking could be for a person, and leverage and all these things. So, so fast forward, I have been in the industry a pretty good time, but most importantly, there's a big difference between being in an industry a long time and being successful in the industry. So I've actually accomplished both. I've been in for a long time, and I've, earned seven figures multiple times in different companies and so on. Now, back to what you said, Lisa, on my learning some online skills. Obviously, the internet's not going away, and I just found it kind of intriguing how people were doing things. And I picked up some skills from online marketing and started getting outsourced to do things for corporations and things like that, because I learned how to do Facebook ads, internet ads, and so on. But what I didn't realize is how amazing or how applicable the internet marketing stuff was going to be to the network marketing side, as I've kind of put it together for people now. And I think when I get to I think it's the third part of what I talk about, the 5 things, what I'm going to jump into now, it's in systems. Okay. And so just hang with me till I get to that part, and you're going to see why not only is this a good opportunity, but more importantly, we've got systems in place to help somebody succeed regardless of their background, education level, stature, or anything like that. Okay. So that's what's really cool. So when I talk about this, and just to jump right in, this isn't about me, it's about you, is I typically cover 5 points that kind of keep me on track. And I think they're the most important points if you're looking for something to supplement your income with, which is what the majority of people are. Most people that we talk to are very happy, very satisfied with just earning an extra $500 a month. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. However, we actually also have people that may be interested in the 6 figures a month, 6 figures a year, 6 figures a month, 7-figure earners, which we already have in our company. We already have people earning over 6 figures a month, and I did not stutter. That is a fact. Okay, so it's a fact, and there are people that have already made full-time incomes in relatively short periods of time. So the 5 things that I talk about is, first and foremost, is if you want to know where your ship is going, the one thing you should probably identify is who's the captain. The captain of our ship, and the gentleman that started this company, iBoomerang, is Holton Buggs. Now, if you're not familiar with that you know who he is, nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean that you've missed anything. But if you look Holton Buggs up on the internet, you're going to find that there is a plethora of information about this guy, and he is the single largest income earner and most successful person in the history of our industry. But the great part about him is the fact that for probably the first, I think he says first 10 years, he never made more than $500 a month. But towards learning a lot of other things and personal development, he got to the point where, and this is all documented, he was earning over $1.5 million per month for years and years and years. Okay. And then obviously you can multiply that by investing it properly and stuff like that. So this is a guy that had the rags to riches story. Personally, he is the reason why I listened to this opportunity to begin with, because of what they put together. Okay. So Holton is a visionary. That's the thing. That's the reason so many people follow Holton and so many people jump on board, is because he has a vision. If you were in investment banking, it's similar to the fact that if Warren Buffett said, "Hey, I'm starting something, you want to take a look," you'd be dumb almost not to. If you were in basketball, a lot of people equate him to being the Michael Jordan of the network marketing industry. I mean, that's how highly touted this guy is. He's extremely smart, thinks on a completely different level. And I mean, most people that know him, when they first heard that he was launching a company, without asking what it was, jumped on board due to the fact that he has such a good reputation and credibility in industry. The good news is the industry that he decided to tackle into it, which is point number 2, is the travel space. Now, I did not know, thinking that I was this smart business guy, that the travel industry was as massive as it is. It's over a $8 trillion industry, trillion with a T, and they expect it to double in the next 10 years or less. You don't need too big of a slice of a multi-trillion-dollar pie. I also just read, I got a friend of mine that's one of my business partners in another company that we own. He's a marketing guy as well. What's cool is he always sends me all these little articles he finds and so on. And one of them he just recently sent to me that showed that the 1 out of every $10 spent in the United States has to do with some form of travel. Whether it's, I mean, it was just kind of mind-boggling that it's that much is being spent on a regular basis. So if you can figure a way to tap into that, you obviously have almost pretty much a recession-proof industry and an industry that will continue to evolve and grow. So you've got Holton Bugg's #1 guy out there, and the largest industry out there. The other thing too is what works with our company and why this is so amazing is that travel is really just the gateway for us to acquire customers, because it's something very easy to talk about and people are very comfortable with it. If you've ever been in any kind of other networking companies, most of them, I'd say it's dominated by product-based companies, and their network marketing has some of the greatest products out there and so on. But the problem is with the evolution of the internet, especially Amazon and eBay actually are killing other network marketing companies, because why would I order your $75 protein powder on auto ship that takes a week to 2 weeks to get here, when I can go on Amazon and get it in my door 2 days guaranteed? And if I don't like it, I can have Amazon take care of it, and it's, just like that. So that's one thing. With ours, we're actually being able to tap into an industry that nobody can really, steal from you. It's not going to just show up on Amazon anytime soon. So you have safety in that. But talking about the industry is very, very easy. Okay, most people don't want to learn a lot of product ingredients and so on. It sometimes gets uncomfortable to talk about, weight loss or libido or, pain or inflammation. It's just a negative connotation that comes with some of those products. And statistically, the average customer only stays on product in a network marketing company, believe it or not, this is an actual statistic, of about 75 days or so. And you typically only earn $35 a year on a customer. A lifetime of an annual customer value to you is usually about $35 in a product-based company. And that's pretty amazing, though, that so many multi-millionaires have been created in an industry that's kind of the way it is. Now, if you look at what Holton said, one of his visions was he understood this industry at a high level. I mean, he's been hired and paid millions and millions of dollars to go in and help companies kind of tweak things. And he just realized that network marketing was broken. And so by coming in in the travel space, and what we've done now too, is we don't ask somebody to spend money or create a new buying habit. We actually go in and help somebody save money. And what the company figured out how to do was pay us on the savings versus what the spend is. And that's a completely different paradigm shift. Okay, now the big question that usually comes up, and I think I want to address this, is how do you pay on savings? That makes no sense. So here's really how it works, and this will help you understand that it's not magic, it's just math. Okay, it's not magic, it's just math. Is that there are two major booking engines on the planet that monopolize everything. However, you are advertised, let's say Expedia as an example, one of the big travel booking platforms, owns the other companies under there. They own Kayak, they own Hotels.com, they own Travelocity, they own all these companies are owned by the mothership. So what they do is they do this shell game called price parity. And I had to look up what the word parity meant. I looked it up on Google in a dictionary, and it says basically it means same. So what they do is they make you think you're saving money by looking at Hotels.com and Kayak.com, and there's a $50 difference or a $10 difference. But in essence, it's the same company selling the same product. They just shifted this, they moved it around. So you have a company like ours that we're not tied down to the price parity situation. And what we do is we can come in and gather customers with our model cheaper 100% of the time. 100% of the time, we can acquire a customer cheaper than all those other companies combined, due to the fact that they spend millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars in advertising, where we do it through word of mouth. The power of network marketing has always been friends and family. Talk to somebody, share something with them. And we've all been doing some form of networking and really increasing that over the years, due to the fact that Facebook exists because I told somebody about Facebook and you did too. Twitter exists because of that. Uber exists because of that. All these big companies exist because we've been doing it, but typically we don't have the opportunity to tap into it and earn some profit off of that. So if you look at what we've done, back to the whole price parity thing, and I apologize for the rabbit trails, but hotels, let's say the Marriott puts a hotel on its books for wholesale at $100 a night. What all the other Travelocity, Exego, or whatever they are over here, Expedia, they put it out there, let's say for approximately $300, give or take a few bucks. We can come in and sell it for $200, but the $200 to $300 is the $100 savings, correct? But we actually purchased it off the wholesale platform for $100 and sold it for $2. So that's where the money comes from that actually pays in the savings. So we showed the savings because we beat them, but we did it enough to where we could become profitable. And now we actually have acquired a customer that's happy, satisfied, and will probably be repeating that action. The best part about our platform is all we have to do is give somebody something for free, just a code, that they activate a website. And when they activate a website, they go in and shop around just like they normally would do on any other booking engine. And if they find something that they want to use that shows savings and they book with it, we make 50% of the savings. I've actually seen people already, and I saw a screenshot of this, somebody actually made more money in savings than the actual hotel cost the person, which was kind of cool. Like it was $150 savings, but it was like $40 a night. So this person actually made more money off of what the person actually saved, and it's still profitable for the company, which is kind of mind-boggling. But when we get that customer, one of the things you'll hear our company, if you hang around very long, is we have an Uber philosophy and an Amazon technology. What that means is the Uber philosophy is we give something away for free, just like Uber gave away apps. And then what happens is people just use it when they want. But then the Amazon technology is the artificial learning intelligence that now can market to your customers for you without you having to do anything. Anytime I was ever in a product networking company, if a new product came out, I was the one responsible for going out and telling my new customer. And typically I made them more aware that they were on an auto ship, and they're, oh, I forgot to turn that off. And next thing I know, I'm losing customers. Whereas this, picture this, you've got a person named Lisa, or I always use Lisa Smith. So Lisa, I'm sorry, I'm just going to use your name anyhow. So I got Lisa Smith that's going to go to Vegas, and all of a sudden she books it on there. Well, what happens then is the system is actually going to know that she's going to Vegas and send her some information saying, hey, while you're in Vegas, go check out these restaurants. And we have restaurants in our back office or in our platform. Hey, by the way, you might need a rental car, and they'll send her rental car information. I mean, it's really amazing how it starts to do its own learning. And because we just bought a rideshare company called Vibe Rides, which will probably roll out as early as December, what if she lands at the Vegas airport and all of a sudden she gets a notification on her phone saying, hey, if you need somebody to pick us up, we'll send you a Vibe Ride. And if they do that, the company's going to pay for it, but we're going to get commission on it. I mean, it's just mind-boggling what these guys have thought out. So travel's easy to talk about and easy to get a customer by giving them a code for free to bring them on board. The next thing that I talk about, the third thing, which is one of the most important things, and it's timing, okay? Our company today would be, I think we're probably close to 40 days old. That is so early in a business, it's not even funny. But listen to these numbers of what's happened in our short 40 days of being in business. Now, we had a pre-launch period, so just to be fully transparent, they told people that they were launching this company in September, and they actually opened the doors for some of us to come in. If you heard about it, you were, anybody could have joined at that time. from March 11th until the end of August. They called it kind of a pre-launch, where they're kind of building the thing as we go, and hey, there's going to be a few more issues than you're normally used to, and that's what pre-launch or beta means. But in that time frame, so we're looking at probably tomorrow would be approximately 7 months of us being, with the doors open. We've actually brought on board over 45,000 people have become TSAs, which stands for Travel Savings Ambassadors. We've actually broken now today the 200,000 customer mark, which is unheard of. They've paid out over $13 million in commissions to people out in the field for doing what we normally would do, just refer people to the opportunity or becoming customers and things like that. And we're listed as the 10th fastest growing company in the world, according to a website called growjoe.com. And you can look all this stuff up. It's public. They put it out there and so on. So from a timing standpoint, now here from my networking experience is I know, because I've watched it and seen it happen to many people, that timing can be significant and important if you get into something and work it. If you get in early and you don't do anything, it doesn't mean squat. But if you get in early and you work it, like a 6 month to an 18-month kind of, push as hard as you can, you literally can catch a wave to where a rising tide lifts all ships kind of scenario, to where typically if a company, it's like it's before ground floor when a company has less than 100,000 active people in it. And like I said, we've got 45,000 people who've joined. Okay, I'm sure a lot of them were just emotionally jumping in because they were just excited to hear about holding bugs. But if you look at it collectively, there's probably 8 to 10,000 people worldwide that are actively really, really going after this, doing Zooms like we're doing tonight, doing Facebook Lives and really out there marketing it. So it's so early, it's not even funny. So we're really in a timing situation where because this company, they're saying with the industries that we're tapped into and will expand into, due to the fact that as our customer base grows, there's more companies and more services are going to want to plug into our customer base. They expect to be a $50 billion company. Well, if you can get a piece of a $50 billion company and you're part of that growth, you can make a life-changing income. There's no question about it. I heard somebody say it, and I don't know if I'll get it correct, but he said, if even a bad surfer who catches a big enough wave can hit the beach. I think I got it right. Even a bad surfer that hits a big enough wave can hit the beach, right? Because the momentum can carry people. And right now, we just had our first official launch event in Las Vegas at the end of, it was the beginning of September, and there was nearly 6,000 people in this auditorium for our first event, which is unheard of. I've seen hundreds of networking events, and it was the best one I'd ever been to, from top to bottom. The way they organized it, the way the stage was run, the sound was run, the way they, the people, the speeches, hands down. Like when people came out of that place, that's what's launched this thing. And we're literally 40 days into this launch officially. I mean, it's literally, we're coming off the pad. But what I will tell you this though, is I predict that we'll have over 1 million customers by March. And I bet you it wouldn't be a hard stretch to believe that within 12 more months of that, we'll have over 5 million customers, due to the fact that we're growing, and it's going to hit that tipping point. It just happens. It's just where, if everybody doubled the penny every day for 30 days, halfway through the month, you got $50, but the end of it, it's like $1.5 million, right? Or something along those lines. But that's where we sit. Okay. I wanted to stay on. I've hammered the timing thing a little more than I normally do, but you have the opportunity to get in on something that's so ground floor that if you applied yourself and work it, it can create life-changing incomes. And a lot of us have been in the industry long enough that have seen these things happen. The fourth thing that I talk about, and I'll make it a little quicker, is systems. I believe that we have some of the best systems any networking company's ever brought out. One of which is this program called iDecide, which is just an interactive presentation. You can text to somebody, and it's literally, they will ask them questions. They push a button, it takes them to the next thing. So it's literally almost like self-learning on what the person wants and what their desires are, and it answers those questions specifically to take them down the right path. And the cool part is if you give somebody that system, you get a text notification that they're watching your video. And if they finish it, they actually can answer some questions. Not interested, become a customer, or I want to join. And you can call them right back out. It freaks people out a lot of times when all of a sudden their phone rings right after they click join, and you call them up, say, hey, I saw you watch the I Decide. They're like, how'd you know? You know, so it's kind of cool. The other thing too is our company's very good on putting systems and trainings together for anybody that joins, because you really don't have to have a big education to do this. You don't have to be very skilled at it. And the one thing, like Lisa mentioned at the beginning, is I've put a lot of really cool systems together for my team. One of which is a Facebook group that we invite people into. It's called the 5-Star Business Group. It's a secret group. You can only get into it by being invited. And we use a strategy called the ATM, which stands for add, tag, and message. Literally all I have people doing. And Lisa, I know you sent me you sent a notification this morning of somebody that's going to join due to the fact that they went through the process. But we add somebody to the Facebook group. We tag them in a specific short 8-minute sizzle message, which is an introductory saying this is what we are, this is what what it is. If you're interested, watch the rest of the videos. And it follows up, and then the M stands for message them, letting them know we did it. And people are just doing that on a regular basis. I only set that Facebook group up probably just a couple weeks ago, probably 3-4 weeks ago, and we've got over 1,000 people have already been invited into it. And people are getting in and they're looking at the stuff going, hey, that makes sense. I put testimony videos in there. I do interview videos, presentation videos. So somebody can join, know nothing, point somebody to a tool and say, watch this, watch this, watch this. They get all their questions answered. They don't have to know anything except how to, set up their bank account and make sure they transfer their money properly. Then the last thing that I think is the glue that puts it all together of the 5 is what I call the community and culture. I always combine the two. Community is who the people are. Culture is how we do it. I believe that we have a really, really great community of people that are out there. Just everybody's really helpful. It's kind of more of a family atmosphere than, yeah, we're all competitive, but it's more of, it's not competing against each other, it's competing with each other, which is a different paradigm that, people from other parts of the world, if I have somebody in Malaysia and they've got a group going on, they help me over there, or in Australia or in Mexico or Canada or wherever it might be. We're all working together on it. It's kind of, it's amazing to see. And when you bring up, and then Holton obviously talks enough on some of the Facebook Lives that everybody basically buys into the vision. That's why it's really working. We're all basically doing the exact same things, which is creating the momentum. I used this the last time we talked. It's like getting everybody into a round swimming pool that's the water's chest high. When you got 3 or 4 people in it and you start walking, it's hard to do. But when you add more people to it and we're all doing the same thing, walking in the same direction, the water goes faster to the point that it's not as hard as it was. And eventually, if you start walking faster and faster, the water, actually the momentum of the water, you can pick your legs up and it will continue to push. And what happens is people outside of that pool, seeing the excitement, jump in and they get swept up in the momentum. So that is the best kind of analogy that I'd ever heard somebody put together on community and culture. So to wrap them all up, you've got Holton Buggs, #1 guy in the industry. Travel, one of the largest industries, if not the largest industry in the world. Timing, couldn't be better, absolutely, with 100%. Systems that most people don't have or ever have the ability to get their hands on. And we've got a great community and culture and people that are doing a great job of helping their friends and people to become successful. And obviously the reason we're doing all this is to help people make money. And we've got people that I got a guy that did an interview with me that said he had never made any money in his entire career in any networking company he'd ever done. And he got his first check was $345. He took a screenshot and showed it to me. And he was so ecstatic. And it meant so much to me that this guy had really believed in it, but never had seen the fruit of it. And obviously we're brand new, but he hasn't been in that long. But for a guy to get a check like that, I said, what are you going to do with that? And he said, 1, I'm going to pay bills with it. But 2, I promised my niece I would take her out for ice cream. And I was like, you're kidding. He's like, I go, that's what you're going to do with that money. And he's like, yep. And I might have it on here. Let me see if I found. He actually texted it to me. I don't know if he texted it to my phone or my cell. Yep, there it is. He said, Uncle Matt makes good. Can you see that?
Yep.
He sent me that. He sent me that about 3 hours ago. That he took his niece to go get ice cream. And it's stories like that make the big difference. Because I never jumped into networking because I wanted to be a networker. I jumped into it because I wanted to get out of the bar business and raise my kids. We homeschooled our 3 kids, by the way, pretty much their whole lives. And I never missed anything because of building something for an asset for myself. I didn't miss any of their, projects. I went to every sporting event. I've been to, I've seen them grow up and everything. And they're just like amazing kids because I was there raising them, not the system or systems, because I wasn't having to leave them somewhere or anything like that. And that's what the most important thing to me is it allows you to create and call your own shots. And I've met so many people in the industry over the years, obviously, that have the most amazing stories, from rags to riches to single moms to CEOs, single moms that wanted to make money and now they're millionaires, and CEOs that were making a crap ton of money, like $1 million a year salaries, but had no life, and literally in tears would tell me they missed everything their kid did because they were out pushing the ladder, right? Or pushing whatever. And that's what's made this so good. And this is the opportunity people have been looking for. I am telling you, I really hope I didn't monopolize all the time, Lisa. I know I really rolled with this one tonight.
No, so I love it. You're great.
I'll pass it on to you, but I know we've got something special here, and it's just getting started.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mike. You're awesome. The vision of this company is to have this beautiful ecosystem, right? And Mike mentioned that we're launching Vibe Ride, which is a ride share company, and then cell phone service is coming out in maybe another 30 to 60 days. And down the line, imagine like discounts on restaurants and gas and theaters, and who knows what else is going to come out. We have very high executive people, attending our meetings, seeing what we're doing. So it's very exciting to see and kind of the vision of the whole company and what's possible. The AI technology is really mind-blowing, that it just really markets and upsells to our customers. So that's super nice. And Mike, do you have a few minutes for me to ask if anybody has a question?
Sure. If you want, Ty, you can basically have people raise their hand and you can unmute them as you go.
So I want to, create space. If anybody has a question, something that maybe is top of mind, we are all ears.
Otherwise, I did such an amazing job that I got all your questions answered.
Exactly. And MB is Mary Beth, so.
Okay. Because I'm just a normal guy. I am a dad and a husband. I mean, I get a lot of, it's humbling to hear a lot of people say all the cool things I do, but my day, a happy, amazing day to me is riding my bike and eating Chipotle. I'm not hard to please, to be honest. But I'll tell you what, you can do a lot. You can eat a lot more Chipotle, and nobody complains about eating out every night when you're making some good money. So
Michael is a super humble, down-to-earth guy. No hype. We just keep it real, just facts.
Well, do you guys anybody have any questions? If not, no big deal.
It doesn't look like anybody. Does anybody have questions? If not, we'll wrap it up because.
Well, thank you for having me on here. I appreciate it, obviously.
Oh, you're so welcome. What time is it? 7:36. So we did a good on timing.
Yep, good 30 minutes.
7:36. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. If you have any questions, just circle back with the person who invited you here, and we appreciate it. Thanks, Ty, for being here. Christina, Craig.
Thank you.
Mary Beth, David.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Have a good one.
Have a good night, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye.